What's up, guys? Hope all is well. My name is Brandon. I'm a real estate agent in Southern California. I've sold homes for over 6 years, and I want to share with you what are some of the pros and cons of living in Palmdale, California. I grew up in Palmdale. I went to high school there, elementary school, so I know a lot about the area. What are some of the things you want to look out for and keep in mind if you're potentially thinking to move to Palmdale for a job relocation, or if you are moving from Los Angeles or any other area and you're not too sure? Because of course people like to say things about the city, and there's a lot of preconceived biases that I hear a lot about my clients. What about the east side? What about the west side? So I want to break these things down and explain exactly what Palmdale, California is all about. So first things, we're going to go over the pros of living in Palmdale, California. Pro number one, of course, is what drives a lot of people to the area, is affordability. Homes are a lot more affordable than anywhere else pretty much in Southern California. At almost 40% of the cost of an average single-family entry-level home in Los Angeles County. Let's look at the numbers. The average sales price for the starter home in Los Angeles County is about $780,000. That's pretty steep if you're comparing to any other city or state in the United States, when the average sales price in Palmdale, California is starting around $460,000. So that's almost half. You can get a nice newer build home, nice community, quiet neighborhood and parking. Those are some of the pros that you can find in Palmdale. So number one is going to be affordability. Number two, you're going to really be looking at the area as a safer place. It's a lot quieter. It's more suburban feeling. There's a lot of families, and there's really not that much going on to cause concern compared to like Los Angeles, South Central LA. So a lot of families that relocate from the city find peace and quiet in Antelope Valley. For one, there's a lot of space. There's parking in the neighborhoods. You don't have to drive half a block down just to walk to your home. And there's a lot of room for growth. There's one thing that they don't make any more of, and that's land. And that's one thing Palmdale does have. So you have opportunity to get space. And the basis of wealth, it starts with owning land and real estate. Third thing that I would say is a really big pro of living in Palmdale is a very stable economy and market. Palmdale originally was actually started in the early 1900s as an aerospace capital. That's what they call it. It's actually the aerospace capital of the United States. Edwards Air Force Base is actually the test flight center in the United States. Captain Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier here. Virgin Galactic has their headquarters here. Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, they do the X planes and they do the F-35. It's a very strong economy. With defense spending, the backbone of the United States, and a lot of multi-million-dollar projects are coming from the Antelope Valley. SR-71, to say, that's the big airplane that was in the Soviet era. When we used to spy on that country, it came out of Palmdale. The X-1 supersonic jet that broke the sound barrier with Captain Chuck Yeager, that came out of Palmdale. The F-35, it's a joint strike fighter that is sold around the world to many different countries. That's not going anywhere. We have the B-23 stealth bomber that just came out, and the future of the aerospace capital is in Palmdale, California. So when you have big defense spending in this area, it has a lot of six-figure earners, high-paid engineers that are really supporting the economy here. Another thing, Amazon warehouse. For the cost of real estate, companies can afford to have bigger wholesale facilities here and provide entry-level jobs for a lot of the people out here. So there's a lot of stability that I see for the future. There actually was just released a $500 million project for connecting Las Vegas to Southern California, and that's having a hub base in Palmdale. We're going to be connecting a hyper train to that next city. So there's a lot of future growth for the area. I would say number 4 pro is it's a safe space to raise a family. Me, I actually grew up in Palmdale, and I can say that comparing to a lot of the other cities south of here, there's way less gang violence. You don't have as much crime going on. If you look in LA, it's a lot less smaller population. I can compare it to a small town. It's pretty much a small town feel, and you know, it's community based. There's a lot of churches around. So if you want a small community that you have that kind of homey feeling, it's a great place to live. You know, now I live in Studio City, and now I come to appreciate Palmdale a lot more, being in the LA area and all the craziness that goes on. Palmdale, I consider it still my home. That's where my heart lies. It's where my family is. You know, my dad's a contractor and my mom's an interior designer. So it's a good place to kind of call home, to be honest. Number 5 pro is gonna be, it's close to everything. You have the outdoors, it's clean, it's quiet. You're just a 40-minute drive to Mountain High, which is a ski and snow resort. Tehachapi is just up the road. It's a 4-hour drive to Yosemite National Park and Sequoia. It's just an hour drive to the beach, and you get to live and enjoy Southern California living. Say you work during the weekdays, you can go just an hour drive and you can be anywhere. That's the big pro of it. Instead of living in LA and buying a $500,000 2-bedroom condo, you can buy a 3 or 4 bedroom newly built home that you can have and raise a family in and still be close to all of the LA amenities that you want to enjoy. Now let's get into the cons. Just as I said, it's just a short drive to everything. It's a short drive to everything. So if you're like me and you're young and you want to go do stuff, Palmdale may not be the place for you because, well, for one, it's far from everything. It's a 50-mile drive along the 14 freeway, which is considered one of the longest commutes in the United States. Over 70,000 people every day commute on the 14 freeway to their jobs in the Valley, San Fernando Valley, or in Los Angeles area. That's one thing to keep in mind, that yes, it is cheaper. Your costs of running your car's mileage through the roof, tires, brakes, and spending time away from family. You know, if you have a family and you work in LA, you can plan you're going to be driving for about 3 hours a day that you could be otherwise spending with your family. So the distance from other cities could be a con, right? So second is going to be entertainment. You know, Palmdale is still a small town, and a lot of the money still is in Los Angeles. So it's on the come up for restaurants. You have Sprouts coming around and other things. But if you love dining out all the time, you're going to find yourself running out of restaurants to really check out, new things to see. So not saying that it's going to be like that forever, but it's something to consider. I would say number 3, con of the Antelope Valley. As I said earlier, small town could be a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing. That small town mindset, it's, you know, if you want to be around a lot of interesting, dynamic people from different things, you might not find that in Palmdale, because Palmdale it's really a small town. And I only can tell you from experience, because I lived in Palmdale and I moved to Studio City to expand my horizons. So it's a great place to start off and get some real estate. But if you have bigger goals and dreams, LA is just right there, or Santa Clarita. So it's a great hub. At the end of the day, if you're starting from zero, or if you're moving from another state, you can't go wrong either way. You're still in Southern California. You get to own real estate at a crazy good price. I love buying real estate in Palmdale because it's so affordable. And when you own real estate, you're winning. And when you don't own real estate, you're not winning. So I hope that helps you guys. If I think of anything else, you know, I'll definitely make another video. So if you guys have any questions, or if you're relocating for a job from Northrop or another government agency or something, I specialize in relocations. And check out my free relocation guide, link in the bio. And if you guys want to chat directly with me and have a free consultation for 15 minutes, click the Calendly link below in the bio as well if you have any other questions. Thanks guys, and I hope that helps you guys with your consideration of moving to Palmdale, California.